They educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Char Margolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and CharVision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on CharVision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is CharVision.
Hey everybody, it's Sunny and Char. Welcome to CharVision. This is our second week, and we're live. Well, I'll be talking to dead people, but we're live. And I'm very excited because my guests today are Heather Dubrow and her husband, Dr. Terry Dubrow. Is it Dubrow or Dubrow?
Dubrow.
Dubrow. I
Yes.
said it right the first time. And Terry was kind of corralled into this last minute. And I'm so grateful you guys are both here because you know what today is? School for Psychics.
Oh, awesome.
And so I really, my goal in life has always been to take away fear of death by knowing we see our loved ones again, and fear of life and living by knowing that we all have the gift of intuition and we can prevent problems and attain goals in our lives when we listen to our intuition. So you were kind enough to allow me to teach you today, and before we start working on that, I want to just update our audience. I was on Maria Menounos' show, Untold Stories, with Heather. Heather was kind enough to allow me to read for her. And I don't know if anybody out there saw it, and we weren't allowed to really show the show because it's E-Network and we're different, we're UBN. So do you remember what was said in the reading, or do you not remember?
Oh, no, I absolutely remember. And also my oldest daughter was with me, and you spoke to her as well. No, I thought it was very enlightening and eye-opening. And actually, I had told you about some stuff that was going on with me, and you kept talking about some products. And Terry and I launched our skincare line. We've been working on it for like 10, 15 years, and we finally launched this past April.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And
Wow.
Evine. Isn't that funny?
This was before that?
Yeah. This was, when did we do that show? Was it last February? January?
Yeah, probably. Longer.
No, longer, right?
Longer.
Last fall, maybe even.
Yeah,
it was a
longer.
long time ago.
Yeah.
So we hadn't made the deal with Evine yet. We were still working on our products, but we didn't have everything set in place. And since then, we launched in April. We had Evine's largest beauty launch in their history.
Wow.
And we've been back 3 times, and it's going great. We're really excited about it.
Are you on Home Shopping Network, or
It's called Evine. It is
that
a
the
shopping network.
Oh, it is a shopping network.
It used to be Shop HQ or Shop NBC.
Oh, wow.
And so it's the third largest of the shopping channels.
So when are you on again? When can people see you?
September.
October and November.
Okay,
Yeah.
September 2015.
And October and November. Yeah. And if you go to heatherdubrow.com, all that information is always updated, and you can see when we're going to be there. But what's fun is we actually have put it on the show on the Real Housewives of Orange County. So it
you
becomes
have?
part of our
Yeah.
storyline. So you haven't seen it yet
Wow.
on the show, so whoever's out there watching, wait for it. But it's cool because, usually
And what are these products?
it's also it's basically non-surgical solutions to anti-aging.
Oh.
It's an internal-external approach to anti-aging. So there's 2 drinkable products, ingestibles, and then 5 topicals.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Count me in.
We have to start bringing goodie bags.
I'll spend my whole day taking and doing and whatever you need to do. It's great because those things really work.
Oh, yeah. This uses new technology that's based in real science and real studies that actually decreases your wrinkles if you drink collagen, a type of collagen that you can drink and doesn't get broken up by your gastric acids.
Is it fattening?
No.
I'm getting some.
No, you know, and what's funny is, you know, everyone always assumes because I'm married to a plastic surgeon that I've had all this plastic surgery done. You know, I haven't had any plastic surgery.
You are gorgeous.
Thank you. You're very sweet. But I maybe someday will have it. I'm not saying I'm against it.
Right.
It pays our mortgage. You know, I'm very grateful for plastic surgery.
Right.
But I really enjoy non-surgical solutions. I would like to, you know, stave it off as long as possible. So it's really been a labor of love over the last decade and a half. But what's cool about it is we get to do it together.
Yeah. Well, you guys, you have 4 kids. You were saying in the green room, and you've been together for how many years?
Almost 20.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you guys really, you can tell that you love each other.
How could you not love this?
You know, it's interesting. I have a hard time being with couples that don't get along.
Well, yeah, it's uncomfortable.
I know.
Look, there's ebbs and flows to every relationship.
Right.
You know, sometimes you have good days, bad years, bad years.
Right.
You know, that happens. But I think in general, when you start with a good foundation, it works. And for us, we got married a little older, we met a little older, and so.
You were older. I was young.
Right.
Honey, if that makes you feel better to say that, please, by all means.
So I've already read for you, and for anyone who wants to see it, they can go online and watch the Maria Menounos Untold Stories. We just Google our names and you'll probably see it. But what I do remember, because I watched it recently, is that I picked up on, I think it was your grandpa, because he had the same name as my father, Herbert. Mm-hmm. And then I also, and somebody, Beatrix was his wife, right? I remember that. But I also remember a really sad thing, and it was a younger person who passed away who was, is this your brother? Is it your brother-in-law?
Yeah, it was Terry's
Kevin
brother.
or Kenny or something?
Kevin, my older brother, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Do you feel him? Do you ever feel his energy?
Not at all.
Never.
You know, I'm his younger brother, and he was very unkind to me growing up.
Oh.
And he became very, very successful. He was a big rock star in the 80s.
And what group was he in?
He was in a band called Quiet Riot. He was the lead
Remember,
singer.
come on, feel the noise.
Yeah.
That's him. Singer. So he was a big rock star in the 80s, and he just was so intense and so unnice to me. Not nice. So I don't know. I have no feeling at all for him.
But you know what you did tell me, Char, which was so funny, you'll enjoy this. So Coco, who's our 4-year-old, who right now on Real Housewives of Orange County, everyone's getting a dose of Coco and her difficult personality. But Char, you told me that you told me Coco's difficult and she's going to be, and you said Kevin was gonna have a hand in fixing her.
Really?
Yeah. He's watching out for her.
And
Good.
she's doing better?
No, he better step it up.
She's a pain. She's great.
Can you tell Kevin to step it up?
Well, do you guys believe in a spirit world, though? Do you believe that?
Yes,
Or do you believe in your own intuition?
Oh, that. No question
Okay.
about it.
I
So
believe in
because
everything.
you know, there's two sides to this. One is a spirit world, which I do believe in, but I also believe, as you do, in intuition. And because the future can change at any moment, at any second, because of someone else's choice or decision, we all need to be in sync with the energy and in the moment. So we know, like if some guy last minute drunk decides to go out in his car and drive crazy, and you have a gut feeling not to drive down that street, you don't do it.
Right.
And the most important thing about intuition is not only to listen to it when we have it, but to act upon it. So you were saying something about in your practice about your intuition.
Yeah, I've always been very spiritual and very in touch with that. I can give you 7, 8, 9 examples where in my own medical practice where a patient had a potentially very devastating, life-threatening problem, but had no manifestations of it, no symptoms or signs.
Wow.
And I've done this, my office thinks I'm like
We say it's
a
his
freaky.
spidey sense.
Yeah, we call it spidey sense.
Wow.
And I mean, a year ago, for example, just to give you a clean example, a patient come in, I did a tummy tuck on her, and 5 days out, she was doing great. How you doing? She's doing great. I'm doing great. I said, and I sent her to get a special test of her chest to see whether she had a pulmonary embolus, which is
Out of nowhere.
I just
just
didn't
had
like.
a feeling.
I just didn't like. Yeah, I'm very, very sensitive to things of health with people. And so I called. She didn't want to go. It was a Friday at 2:00, and I wanted to go work out and be with my family. Anyway, I sent her over, and she had bilateral, both sides, pulmonary embolus. And had we not treated it, she'd be dead. And the thing is
You
that
saved her life.
well,
many
what's
times
my office thinks I'm freaky because I have done this so many times. And also, if a patient comes in and looks like they're a bad candidate for surgery, even though they don't have any particular medical problems that would rule them out for a surgical procedure. If I feel like I don't do it. And if someone looks healthy, or if they look like they're sickly, I will do it because if they clear, of course, medical clearance by, their doctor, I will, even if my office is going, don't do this, they look unhealthy, I will do it because I feel like I know if they're going to do fine. And it's always been, I've been a practicing plastic surgeon for over 20 years.
Wow.
It's never failed me. Never. I mean, in the middle of an operation, I can feel if the pulse goes up, to 100. In one patient, I know that's not dangerous. Another patient, it's a sign that something's going badly. And I almost always pick it up. Always.
You're like a medical intuitive. I mean,
No question.
you're a learned intuitive, and you're.
But
you
even
know,
in medical school, I was
medical
that
doctor.
way. Even in medical school, I was
Because
that way.
now, as a child, did you have intuition and feelings about things?
I always, maybe I did. I'm not sure. But certainly as a doctor, no question about it. Don't you think
Oh, absolutely.
I
Yeah,
always-
he's got great intuition.
Heather, have you had intuition about your children? Like there's mother's intuition,
Well,
or
I think
even
we all
in
moms
your
have-
life or
yeah, eventually-
around people.
The one thing I've noticed about myself is that if sometimes I can like someone because pretty much when I meet people, I like them. I can be wrong. But when I meet someone and I have a bad feeling, I think Terry will probably attest to this. If I have a bad feeling about someone, it's always correct.
she's always right?
If I have a really weird negative vibe about someone, it doesn't matter if it comes out a year later, a month later, 5 years later, I'm always right.
So you know what you're doing, right? You're feeling their energy. Like everybody has their own unique energy thumbprint. So what you're doing is that it's kind of like your nerve endings are going out and feeling them, and then you're getting a response. You're getting a true intuitive response. And you should always absolutely listen to that. That's a gift too. That's an ability, that's a gift when you know this, because then you know how to stay out of harm's way with
Absolutely.
In my
Okay.
practice, I can go to the mail, and we get big mail every day.
Yeah.
And the 21st day of the month, for example,
Right.
I'll walk over to the mail and I'll go, ooh, this is bad. And sure enough, I pass through and I find the thing from the governmental agency or whatever. It's always accurate. My office says, oh my God. I said, yep, something bad in the mail today.
Wow.
It's a drag.
But you know instinctively.
I know, I always know.
So you will always act on that, right? No matter what, no matter how busy you are, no matter how hungry you are, no matter
Right.
how tired you are.
And yet he
you always
can't
need to act on
intuitively
it.
know what I want for our anniversary.
I know what
I
she
want for my
wants.
birthday.
That's why I don't act on it.
What does she want?
Something
Not
extraordinarily
Stop.
shiny and expensive.
Oh, please. Probably earned it.
I was just going to say that.
For sure
I
she's
bet
earned
she's
it.
earned it. Okay, so before I teach people to be intuitive, I've got some things that I tell them, and I feel like you guys are already like, this is 101. You're probably 102 or 201 or whatever the colleges are. So first of all, you have to know you're psychic. You can't just believe you're psychic. You have to know, because knowing means certainty. So you know this already, right? So you own it. You own this power. Because if you have to have confidence in anything you do in life, right? Because you're not going to be good at it if you don't. I always say a prayer of protection before I read for people. And not because this is a religion, it's not. But I believe that thoughts create reality, thoughts have wings, thoughts have power, and positive energy and positive thoughts attract positive thoughts and positive energy, and negative energy attracts negative energy and
Why say that?
negative thoughts. Who says that?
Hey, Terry says that all the time.
You say it. See? He could have written my book.
Maybe I read it.
We could have co-written it, and you could have promoted it on your show. Then, anyway, just joking. Okay, so when what are you writing? a
No,
book?
we're writing a book. Yeah.
I just
was gonna
said
say, we
I
need
just
to-
thought
we
you're
need
writing
to
a
talk
book.
to
We just got
Char.
a big book deal.
Yeah, we should talk to
I
Char
just
about-
had a feel. I just
Yeah.
thought that. Are you writing
Yeah.
a book?
We
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, it's going to do great. I'm sure of it. And you'll probably do like book signings all around.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
are
they're going
gonna
to
do
make
that.
you do it.
Well,
We want it. We like
You
it.
want to? Good. Because then you're together.
Yeah.
You're together. Oh,
Yeah.
this is going to be a great book. I have a really good feeling about this book.
Well, you had a good feeling about the products, and that's going well. so.
products are huge.
Yeah,
Like,
well, this is just
beyond
the
our-
beginning of all your what is it called? Your brand.
Yeah.
By the way, that's exactly what we talk about daily for the last few months.
What? It's the
That our-
beginning of your brand.
This is the beginning of our brand.
Well, you got 4 kids to put through college
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully they'll go
and
to college.
shiny things to buy her
That's
for,
right.
for,
That's the
for
main
her
reason. Yeah.
anniversary.
You know what? It's been fun. I mean, it's been a very cool. We've had a sort of an interesting journey over the last several years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's meant to be. You guys are soulmates.
Oh yeah.
But you know, and for people at home, and you know, a soulmate is someone who helps your soul to grow. So these guys have been really lucky. Last week we had my sister on, who's been married for 59 years to my brother-in-law. I was a follower girl at their wedding. He's been in my family since he met her when I was 1 year old. My sister was 14. And then my other sister was on, and she's been married for 40 years. So
Wow.
I've been around, and my parents were married for 46 years. So I've been around people who have had long-term relationships who really, truly love each other and work at it. It's not easy. You work at a relationship, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then I teach about the 4 C's. You have to have the courage, the confidence, the commitment to conquer. So the courage to do it, the confidence, which you guys have, and commit yourself to doing it, and then you'll conquer it. And I think conquering it is being brave enough to act upon it. And also maybe put a white light around yourself of protection, just to make sure only positive energies around you. Just imagine you're lit up like the sun, and that and you're so bright that if anyone were to look at you, their eyes would hurt. And I tell people to do this every day in their own lives for protection, just every single day. Nice. Teach your kids, teach everybody to, everybody should learn to do this. And then you take the white light and you swirl it around you, and anything dark or negative that you may feel coming at you, just send it back to where it came from, because it's not welcome. Okay, so I guess I'll have you read me, because you don't really know me and you don't know anything about me. And you might mix me up with Elisa because she's in the room, or John, but
Do you shave? No, can I?
do I what?
Shave.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Okay, so now you might pick up on someone deceased around me. You might pick up, which you might, or you just might pick up on something about me, and I will be honest with you. And you gotta let your mind go blank, and you can't try hard. You don't want to try. You want to just kind of be relaxed and let kind of like your mind just go blank. And it's a thought that comes to you. It's not a thought you think. It's kind of thought brought into you. Like when the mail, he gets a feeling that something bad's in the mail, and he goes and there's something bad. So it's kind of like that. When the thought floats into you, you might give me an initial, you might give me a name, you might give me a situation. Just what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The first thing that I thought of was sweet young soul.
Sweet young soul.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Sweet young soul. So, you mean me?
Yeah.
Or? Oh, thank you. But do you think I'm a young soul or an old soul?
You just seem very young. I mean, wise, but young.
Thank you.
Fresh.
Thank you. That's so nice. Okay, now let's go to the next step of, what are you getting, Terry? I know you're getting something.
I'm sure it's wrong.
No, say it.
I feel loneliness.
Oh.
I don't know why.
That's
I feel
so
like
sweet.
I feel
That's
like you're
so sweet.
lonely.
Well, I'm alone. I'm not in a relationship. I don't feel like I'm lonely, but I am on my own. So that is true. I'm on my own with my Chihuahua. So that is true. I don't feel lonely, but
Has there been an increase in loneliness recently? Like the feeling of being alone, of loneliness?
maybe the feeling of taking on a lot of responsibilities and handling it myself. That I can honestly say that I've taken on a big chunk of responsibilities lately.
No recent increase in sadness?
No. Well, maybe in changes of friendships or the way friendships are. So that would be something. Yeah.
Is there someone named Abby
Abby,
or an A?
an A initial. Oh God, Nikki, are you there?
Yes, she is. I'll bring her up right now.
Wait, Nikki, who do I know that's an
Is there
A?
someone named Nikki?
Yeah, there's someone named Nikki. Wait, who's an A initial around me? Poor Nikki, she has to do everything. I should have had a list of names because I'm a terrible.
With your condo, there's an A.
Oh yeah, there is. There is somebody I've been just recently who's been helping me tremendously who's an A. Yeah.
But that's a good relationship.
Yeah. Friendship. I mean, just new business, but yeah.
See, I'm good at this. I'm gonna.
Yeah. So
I'm
then,
writing another book.
what you do is, like you get a feeling, so you get a name, and then you look beyond it to see what you get with that name. Like, can she trust him? Can she not trust him? Is there an issue? Is there not an issue?
I can't tell that, but I feel like it's a good relationship.
Good. Okay. Go on.
I don't.
Go for it. Go for it.
Is there something green in your world, in your life, in your house,
Very
in
green.
your apartment? Colored green.
It's really weird. The condo she's talking about, I think it's on the 6th green or something, or the 4th green or something. It's on a golf course.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. But yeah, there's green
be
around.
money.
But you just
And
moved-
what, Nikki?
Can it be money that's green?
Okay, no, Nikki's wanting money. Is it money that's green?
I don't know. I'm just
apparently not.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
apparently
first of all,
not.
is it coming or
green
going?
all around. Green.
Green.
All around. I don't know why.
Green is also calming.
Yeah.
It can represent money as well.
Is this a new place
But-
you moved into?
I'm probably going to.
Yeah, I think that's a good place
But
for
you like it?
Yeah.
And but also my home in Michigan is green. Everything's green.
Is that your happy place?
Yeah. I have a corral and it's green and there's trees all around me and it's green and it's an old farmhouse and it's green. Yeah. Okay, you're doing good. Keep reading. You guys at home, go work on your computers. I'm getting a reading.
We have our next book.
You're very good though. You're really tuning into stuff. Sometimes if you don't look at me, it's better.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of don't look and
Nervous.
just feel the thought that comes in, because it's through thought that you get the feelings. It's through thought.
It's funny. You feel like, are you very healthy?
Yes.
Yeah, you feel super
You have no
healthy.
medical problems.
No. I work very hard. I have all these holistic doctors.
Right.
And today, I interviewed Dr. David Brownstein, who's going to be on the show. He's an amazing alternative medicine doctor. He's like incredible. He
Right.
writes all these books. He's great. Anyway, they've helped me tremendously. Yeah, thank God. I feel healthier now than when I was 30.
Yeah, you seem very healthy.
Can I ask you a
Thank you.
question? Do you, I know when you gave me the reading, you could talk about people in my world.
Yeah.
But we've sort of recently had a situation on our show
Yeah.
where someone got a reading and they were talking about people that weren't necessarily related to them, or, secondary or tertiary people. Is that possible? Can you do that?
Talk about other people around you? Sometimes. It is possible. Anything's possible. But, if you're getting a reading, you want it to be accurate about what's going on with you. But sometimes you can't help it. If somebody else's energy is really strong and maybe you talk to them during the day and you start picking up on the person that you had an email from that day or that you were
that's
feeling,
interesting.
that is possible. What are you thinking, Terry?
No, I'm so, as a doctor, all I do is think about medicine. I just see no
That's
sickness
okay.
around you at all.
But that's real. But thank God, I'm going to touch wood on that one. But
Yeah.
thank you. But that's a
But
good.
I
That's
see
a good
sickness
thing.
in people.
Yeah, because you really are a medical intuitive as well. You feel that as well as
Yeah.
being, a learned doctor.
Right.
Yeah, but thank you. That
by the
makes
way,
me happy.
You could have a safe surgical procedure. I'm just letting you know.
I could. Okay,
You
good.
don't
Are you
need
saying-
one.
Wait,
You
no,
don't
I
need
kind of
one.
think I do. I kind of think Not yet.
Oh, it's now a console.
Wait,
It's gone from reading to a console.
Nikki.
That's where the green comes in, Nikki. That's a very expensive procedure.
Okay. Right, but it's kind of like I know she'll have a heart attack if I do this, but I'm kind of thinking in time that it'll be okay. Now,
the
one more
green
thing.
is from her pocketbook into mine.
That's
Yeah.
That's what I was
There you
thinking.
go.
I'm joking.
Okay, now give me one name, quick.
Bill.
Bill. Okay. There is a Bill. Are you sure it's not the green money bill?
I don't know.
I want you to.
Is there a Catherine?
Yes. Oh my God.
You're good at this.
Oh.
Who's Catherine?
Are you gonna make me cry? I knew I needed Kleenex. I know you don't believe in a spirit world, but if anyone were to come in during this conversation, it would be Catherine, because she was like my nanny. She helped raise me. And she passed away last year, and I flew to North Carolina to say goodbye to her.
Wow.
Oh my God. And she had a dream. I never in a million years thought I'd ever be able to buy something in California, ever. And she had a dream. Years and years ago, she says, Shalini, you're gonna buy a house in California. I said, I am, Catherine? And she said, yeah. And she's the one who saw my dad's spirit after he passed away in the hallway. And my mom, because she was my mom's best friend, and she took care of my mom till the day she passed over.
Wow.
And I love that she's here, because to me, just because you got the name, to me, because you're just beginners at this.
Right.
But I feel like you don't even know how connected you can be to the other side, but also in the spirit world, there's good and bad. So you've got to be careful. But Catherine is
Maybe she
really
should beware of someone named Bill.
but she's on the other side.
You never know what happens.
Yeah.
Here. I'm just telling you, tell her, watch
So
out for
maybe
Bill.
Nikki, do I have a bill?
Not that I can think of.
Was that him?
Oh wait, I do. I had an Uncle Bill. I had an Uncle Bill.
Did we like him?
Yeah, it was my mom's brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he know Catherine?
Of course, everyone knew Catherine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is really, seriously, I know we're just getting the tip of the iceberg with all this, but you guys have done an amazing job. I mean, really, it's just amazing.
And that without cocktails.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful with the cocktails and the readings.
You know
can't
what's
mix.
interesting?
You're like,
what-
wonder.
What's interesting with us is we'll be going along, everything's great, and all of a sudden one of us will start getting a feeling of verboten. Something's bad's about to happen. We'll get anxious, and we always say, all right, that may be happening, but we need to push that away.
And do it, because you can.
Right.
Yeah.
You can push the bad away. Everybody, this is really important for everybody to know, that you can manifest good things in our lives, and you can push the bad and the evil.
He's much better at doing that than I am. I actually find that I need a physical thing. Like I've always been fit and healthy and all that, but about like 2 years ago, I think I was very stressed out doing this reality thing, and so Terry turned me on to this workout, and I started really working out and getting fit. And I used to hate when people say, "Oh, I need to work out for my head," like whatever. But when I can't push things away, I will do something physical, and I can push it away.
Wow. So, Nikki, did anyone ask any questions about anything?
Actually, yeah, we have
Thank
Mike
God
from-
somebody called. Who?
Mike from San Diego wants to know, how do I differentiate an instinctive, intuitive hunch from an emotional, irrational feeling?
That's a great question, isn't it?
Wow. Say that again, an intuitive?
An
Hunch.
intuitive hunch from an emotional, irrational feeling. How do you tell the
that's a hard
difference
one,
between them?
because when we want something and we're emotionally involved, it's hard to be objective about
Yes.
it.
Right.
It's really hard, and really you have to trust that instinct. You have to trust that gut that comes, and practice makes perfect with this, because you can't get emotionally involved when you're doing readings. It's really much easier when I read for strangers and I don't know anyone, and I can tell them things that much, like I said to this one woman, I see a lump in your breast, and she goes, and she calls me up, and she says,
well, you were wrong. I went to the doctor. And she really came because she wanted to know if her husband was having an affair. And
Was he?
Yes. And 6 months later, so she says, you're wrong. So she chastised me because she didn't have a lump in her breast. 6 months later, cancer of the breast. I didn't wish it on her or anything like that, but when you're doing intuitive things, when you're doing psychic things, and especially in the spirit world, there is no understanding of time.
Right. It's interesting because I love that question, by the way, because I always fight with that question. Because, for example, if you're going to take a trip, or if somebody you know is going to take a trip, and you have a terrible feeling about that, and that's happened to me, and do you then say, I'm not going to go on this trip? I have a very bad feeling about this. Or you just say, that's an irrational fear. I'm going on this trip. And when it comes to things like that, I had a really bad feeling about something with our kids recently, and it didn't come true. Thank goodness.
Thank God.
It was the helicopter ride.
We're going to take a helicopter ride in Hawaii with the kids.
But I said, we're all together. We all go down. We go down together.
I had a really bad feeling about
Then
it.
you shouldn't go.
But it's weird. As soon as I got on the helicopter, I went, nah, nothing's going to happen.
Then you went.
Because
I went because
but it was your fear because it was your family and you didn't want anything bad to happen.
Yeah.
So
that was irrational.
It was your fear. And here's another what?
I was going to say, I think one good thing to do, which we have done, is like if he's having a thought like that about work or something, I'll say, pretend you're talking to like his buddy Rob. I said, if Rob told you this story, what would you tell him? And I think because you're saying when you're too close to it and you're too emotional, you can't see it, whether it's an irrational fear or if it's your intuition. So if you turn it around and make it about someone else, and if you can take yourself out of it, I think it's easier to make an informed decision.
I'm going to use that in my classes.
Do it.
That's
Do I get
such a good idea.
Credit?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That's a really, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. What would you tell someone else?
Yeah.
And it's also having common sense.
Yeah.
I say when you use logic, common sense, and intuition, you get your best answers.
There's the trifecta, I agree.
Yeah. So, Nikki, do we have any other questions, or do we have to go? Okay.
I do have one more. Do you have time?
Yep.
This is from Mary in Miami. She wants to know, is the direction
Mary
and
in
future
Miami?
of one's life dictated at birth? And if so, can you influence change along the way?
Say that again. I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
That's okay. Is one's direction and future of one's life dictated at birth? And if so, can you influence change along the way?
Okay. Well, I've been doing this for over 40 years, so I don't have all the answers. However, what I've learned is some things in life are predestined, but much of life we create by the choices we make.
No question.
Free will.
Free will, and also listening to our intuition to stay out of harm's way. Now, some people live in fear all the time. They're scared of their own shadow. They're scared of everything. So when an intuitive thing comes in that says, be careful, they don't always acknowledge it because they're always in fear. But when you live in confidence and you live in faith and you know you're protected and you know you're guided and you know that there's something there helping you out, then when a little fear may come in, you go, oh, got to be careful of that. Yeah. When you know it's not emotional.
Right.
Yeah, so I hope I answered that. Nikki, don't you think it's kind of weird that her name was Mary from Florida?
That's strange, right?
Yeah, because my friend just passed away and her name's Mary and she lived in Florida. Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, she was a very dear friend. Okay, so we are, let's see, we're going to show a reading in a little while. Okay, we're going to show a reading. Can you guys stick around while we show the reading? Because I don't even think I've read on my show yet, have I? No, Elise is going, no, you haven't even done your psychic thing yet. Do you think maybe there might be a spirit world now? Maybe? No, it's not enough.
I've never questioned that there is really. I don't know. I'm a bit of a Buddhist.
Oh, that's good.
And so...
We call ourselves Boo Jews.
Yeah.
Boo Jews.
Yeah.
And so Buddhism for me means I don't worry about it. I just try to be the
That's
best
very
person.
cool.
The best person I can be every minute of every day and live in the moment. So if there is, that's great. If there isn't, I'll worry about it then. But if I'm a great person now and great to everybody I meet, I do the right thing every single day, then I'm good.
That's been one of the bonuses of being on reality television, because we all say regrettable things. No one's perfect. We all say stupid things and do things that we regret. And when it's caught on camera and they show it over and over and over again, it's a very interesting learning tool. But it's good to know in sort of the Buddhist way that the now is what's important, and you can't control what happened yesterday, but you can control where you are now and where you're going.
Well, your saying is, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single
step.
Oi.
That's right. That's us. That's right. That's us.
That's us.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much, you guys. We just got the tip of the iceberg, but I know you're connecting. I feel you're connecting. And you're right. I am feeling like I'm taking on a lot of responsibility, and I'm all by myself, and it's a lot of responsibility. You're right. That's very good, and it took a lot for me to admit that.
I may let you read me later.
I'll read you.
So,
I've read that book a few times.
Okay, so here comes the reading. So please watch, and they'll be back, and I'll be back. Jen, thank you for trusting me to read for you.
Oh,
I
my
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Okay, so I just want to explain my process so we can be on the same page. I see things out in the room, so when I'm not looking at you, I'm not being rude, I'm getting messages.
Okay.
I communicate with that universal energy that is goodness, love, and God. And then along the way, guardian angels, spirit guides, and loved ones who have passed over to the other side come in and help me to help you. So I'm like interpreting another language. I hear things, I feel things, I see things. And my biggest responsibility is being as accurate as I can with what's being given to me. I'm like literally interpreting another language, and I'll see images, and like I just saw a J on the wall, so I got to figure out what that is, but tell me later. So and it's not logical. Two people may have the same name or initial, and one could be living and one could be deceased. One could be a grandmother and have the same name as your best friend, or a middle name of your best friend. So just be open about everybody. I understand that when people come to me, they have an agenda, and they usually have somebody they want to connect to on the other side, or they have questions about their lives, but And my goal is to get that before you can even ask. But sometimes there's a process to getting there, and sometimes there are things you need to know that you don't even realize you need to know. So I'm going to say my prayer of protection that I always say, and then we'll start, okay?
Okay.
We ask the universal consciousness that holds the highest spiritual power of knowledge, wisdom, and truth to guide and protect us as we communicate with our guides and angels in the spirit world and tap into the wisdom of the universe. We respect this opportunity and take full responsibility to use this not for ego or controlling others, but with the pure intention of spreading love and healing life on this earth and beyond. Okay, so I did see a J initial on the wall. So do you have someone deceased that's a J? Or do you have someone living family that's close? Is this a male, the one that's living?
Female.
Okay. I'm mixed up with this. I just saw a big J floating in front of me, so I don't know where to go with it. And in her name, is there an N in it? In that name?
In
or
her formal name, yes.
is it like a Jacqueline?
That's what her name is.
Is Jackie her name? And this is your sister, your mother? Who is
Mom.
this? Your mom. Okay. Have you had some concerns about your mom, or about her emotional health or her health?
Yes.
I don't feel it's serious, but I feel attention needed to this, needs to be given to this. Is it difficult for you to get to her where she lives,
Not physically.
or traffic, or
Not
or is it
physically.
or is it difficult to connect with her or communicate with her?
Connect as far as deep
Like
emotional yeah.
stuff. Who around you is the alcoholic? Or is there an alcoholic around your family? Or was her parents?
Maybe.
Maybe what? Her dad?
Maybe.
Maybe her dad.
Maybe.
And he's deceased, right?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like he's in here.
Maybe.
I don't know his name, but I kind of feel like he might be in here. I feel maybe her issues come from them, from her parents, and so I feel like they're both deceased, her parents. And is there an A No, that's not her. That's not them. Is there an R or B with her parent?
No.
Or last name?
Um,
Or is there an E or L with them?
with her parents?
Who's the other? Who's E or L? Maybe not her parents. Who's an R or B around you then, deceased?
Well,
is there somebody that's an R or B? A male?
An R.
A male?
Yes.
Is he spelled R-O or R-I? Or
R.I.?
Richard? Or Rick?
Richie. Mhm.
Richie. Who is this? He's here.
Good. He's somebody I wanted to talk to.
He's here.
He was my best friend's little brother.
He's here, and he wants people to know he's... I feel like he's having a good time over there.
Good. That's great news.
I don't know if he was fun when he was here. Was he a lot of fun?
He was.
He's a lot of fun there. Like, people's energy doesn't change just because they go to the spirit world. And I feel like he's happy, and also like I talk about how spirits like to use energy to do things like to make things go bump in the night, and to make lights go on and off, and to make TVs go on and off, and I feel like he likes to do that. Has she had signs like this? Or she thinks she did, or did you?
My best friend?
Yes.
His sister? She wanted to. We tried for years to
connect with him?
Yes.
What did you do, a Ouija board, or what'd you do?
Just, actually she was...
And why is she showing me a car?
Yeah, because he
Did he
died.
die in a car? Did he have a car accident? And then the song, there's a song that reminds her of him. Do you know about that?
I know that the one that was playing
when he died,
they were hit.
When they were hit.
I don't remember the song, but
he's saying that song is ingrained in her head because she was in the car.
Yep.
And she needs. He wants her to know. To not feel guilty. She must feel guilty.
She does.
Did she drive? She's not supposed to feel guilty. So the issue here, for all the healing to go on, and why I do this work, is to help heal the living and help heal the spirits. And you need to tell her that he doesn't blame her, and that it was his time to leave this earth plane. It was his time. And he loves her, and he's going to be a welcoming committee for everybody over there. And he's going to make it fun for when people go over there, because he was always fun here, and he will be fun there. Like, he's somebody that I would like to meet when I get over there, because he would try to scare people like I would. Boo! Yeah. He's got a great sense of humor. There's a C or S sound, but I don't know where that's coming from. He's trying to tell me about a C or S.
S.
Is that your friend? She starts with S. In her name, is there an N in it? Is it S-T or Susan or Sandy? I don't know. It's S with an N. Is it S-H? Sharon?
Close.
Or Shannon?
Shannon.
She needs to know. She just needs to know. And the one thing that spirits feel bad about is when they see their loved ones on the earth taking responsibility or feeling guilty or suffering beyond what they need to, beyond the normal grief, it's hard for them to watch. And he loves her so much, and it's hard for him to watch. It's kind of weird, but it was his time to pass, and he didn't suffer. And I think the greatest gift any of us could have on this earth is when we pass over to the other side, not to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
She has his, I don't know if she has his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
She wears his shirt or has his shirt and she wears it. Tell her he knows it. Was he cremated? You don't know.
I don't know.
And why is he showing me his tennis shoes? Did one fall off when he died or something? His
Maybe.
sneakers. There's a sneaker. She doesn't have his sneakers, does she?
She might. I don't know.
There's something. Oh, and especially at Christmas, I don't know, around Christmas, why is he showing me Christmas? Did something happen? Did she put a stocking up for Christmas? Did she have a gift for him? I don't know.
Quite possibly.
There's something about Christmas he's telling me, or he still hangs out with them at Christmas. Maybe that's it.
That'd be
To
cool.
know that maybe they have their old stockings from when they were younger. I don't
probably,
know.
yeah.
But there's something about he wants them to still include him.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, oh, let's not talk about it.
No.
He's dead. Because that's not it. They want to include him and his energy. Love is the bridge that connects us to the other side. And the love that he brings to her and she brings to him is really important. And I think you're a really nice lady, Jen, because you really came here for your friend more than for yourself. You're a selfless, nice lady. And you did a beautiful thing by allowing him to come in here.
Oh. I'm glad he's hanging around.
I think I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions? You want to talk about you?
No, not necessarily.
You sure?
Yeah. I mean, maybe a little more on the J thing with the health with
Oh, your mom, Jackie?
Maybe, yeah,
Jackie.
if you have anything else there.
I feel like she needs to communicate more about her health so you'll know how to handle it and what to do with it, how to control it. Is she losing her memory at all?
Well, hard to say. Don't we all as we get older?
Is she on medicine now?
Some.
Some? Just make sure it's monitored right. I'm not allowed to give out medical advice, but I feel like she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It just needs to be monitored.
Yep.
I'm not seeing anything traumatic.
Oh, good.
I just feel like it just needs to be monitored. And I feel like the one who watches her and takes care of her is you, or one of the main people who keep an eye on her is you. So. But I can also say I feel like there's good things coming. Do you have a business? Is it your own business?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like things are starting to expand or grow. Are they like taking like momentum?
There's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like you need to just be real proactive with it and that more better things will keep expanding. But there's a new element in your business that you're bringing in that you need to bring in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
There's a new element that's going to help you, and it may not be exactly what you've always done.
Right.
But it's kind of like reinventing yourself, and it's going to be helpful to your. You need to market it properly, though. I don't know that you know how to market it, so you need to market it properly, and it will be good around your company. I don't know if this is for you or for the next person. Do you have an Ed? Edward, Ed, Fred, Ted, anything like that? You don't? Or last name Edward? No, it's not for you. It's for someone else. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
That was amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I could not have Googled that one, right?
No. No, I mean, it was a very long time ago, so he's...
Was it?
Mm-hmm. That's why
It's very hard. It's very difficult to be the driver of a car that your loved one dies in. I can't even imagine it.
Me either. I can't imagine. So, yeah.
But Shannon's a lovely person. she deserves to free herself from that.
Yes, she does, for sure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Well, that was the ironic thing, is that I really didn't have an agenda coming in. I don't have a trauma going on or anything like that. So the fact that she did pick up on just about the most traumatic thing that I've experienced, which was the death of Richie, my best friend's little brother. That was amazing. I mean, he was on my list of names, and he was really the only one I really wanted to talk to, because we'd been trying. This was many, many years ago. We were 16 when it happened, and he was 12. So we were talking, 30 some years ago. And, it's always been a mystery, when, do you think we'll see him? And, for years, my friend couldn't sleep. She couldn't turn all the lights out. She didn't want to see him. I mean, she did, but she was afraid. Because that's, that's really the main thing I had going on. So, but I didn't know it. I mean, he was on my list, but, there's other people, and you never know who's going to show up to these events. So it was kind of neat that it was him.
I just want to thank Jen for allowing me to read for her, and that, it's an honor and a privilege to do the work I do, and I appreciate when people trust me to read for them. And people have asked and emailed, do I do readings? Yes, I do private readings for people. I read by the phone, I read on Skype. A friend of mine said, well, you're like a plumber, you work by the hour. And I do. But I love everything I do. I've never gotten sick of it. And I do groups, and I teach. I teach groups of how to listen to your intuition, which you guys would be star students. You would, and I really appreciate you both being here. It really means a lot to me.
Well, and I adore you. I loved you the moment I met you when we did the Untold. So thanks for having us.
Thank you. Can I just say one thing for you about? I feel like people are going to approach you to do a TV show together. Has that happened yet?
It just happened.
Yeah.
I had a feeling about that. And I feel like you have to be careful what you do, who you do it with, and how you do it. If you want to talk privately another time or after the show or whatever, I'm happy to connect with you guys, because you have to be careful about your brand and how you do what you do. Yeah. And it's got to be the right people. But definitely there's this opportunity. But I know the book is really good, and I think you want to still act, though. I think there's a part of you that still wants to act. No
question about that.
Yeah, and I feel that you're going to be able to do that in time too. And you might do surgery on a psychic.
Oh, there's that green color.
That's great.
Okay, Nikki, I want to thank you for being. Oh, she's like shaking her head. Nikki, thank you so much for helping me out, honey.
Of course. Thank you for letting me.
Of course, and I'll see you next week. Yay.
Soon.
I want to thank Elisa, my producer, Elisa Rothstein, amazing. John, who's here, Tony, sweet, Gina Rugolo, and especially my guests. Is it Dr. and Mrs. Dubrow, or it's Dr. Terry Dubrow and Heather Dubrow?
Right.
It's Dr. Terry Dubrow and Mrs.
Dubrow and Mrs. Okay.
She's just Mrs. Dr. Terry
That's
Dubrow.
it. That's all I get now.
So everybody, thanks for watching. You can also watch this on YouTube at char.net. Just go to char.net, and you can watch it over and over again, because Terry will, because he wants to see himself over and over and over. That's what I hear. Terry likes to see himself. Okay, anyway.
I do.
God bless you. Be well, and stay in the white light.